Nehemiah again. Remember I was telling you all about this book yesterday. Nehemiah 5 and 15 says, the former governors, in contrast, had laid heavy burdens on the people, demanding a daily ration of food and wine, besides 40 pieces of silver. Even their assistants took advantage of the people. But because I feared God, I did not act this way. And today, I'm just grateful for I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful for strength. Um, I'm grateful for God's undying love. This particular verse, Nehemiah was basically speaking about how when he went into the city of Jerusalem to rebuild it, um, the previous governors there, well, basically, let me tell you what was happening. The people were taking advantage of each other, right? The leaders that were put in place were basically overtaxing their own people. You know, it wasn't like they was taxing strangers or foreigners or anything. They were literally oppressing their own people by, just being greedy and just like levying these heavy taxes on already poor people. And what had happened was the city had become dilapidated because of it. And hence the reason Nehemiah went there. And because the king Artaxerxes had appointed him now, like basically the governor of the state. What he went in there and did was that he canceled all of that. He told them that, hey, you ain't supposed to be taxing your own people. If you lend your people something, you should be lending them interest free. Basically, what he did was that he set in place a lot of the financial rules that some of the Jewish community still follows up until today. And it is super interesting, but what really stood out to me in this verse and why I decided to share it, right, was because at the end of it, he said, because I feared God, I did not act this way. And it is so important. It is so, 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 so important for us to be remembered how mighty and how strong our God is, and that He is the only person that we should fear. But He is the only person that we have to fear. Like when you do certain things or you make certain decisions, like the fear of God should stand out so much in your life that it's an automatic correction stick. I don't know if everyone in here has children, but you remember how it was with your parents, right? When your parents just give you that one look, that snap, you know, and your parents didn't have to shout at you, they didn't have to say anything, or I don't have to shout at my kids. I give my kids one look, and they walk along a straight line. And you know what that is that you remember, or your kids remember who you are. They remember how powerful you are. They remember how strong your hand is, and most importantly, they remember that you are somebody who disciplines them. And with our walk with Christ and with our walk with God, that is something that we should always be reminded of too. Like we treat people well because we love them, but we also treat people well because we fear God and we fear His wrath. We don't operate in this life as though like there's no retributions and repercussions to our actions. you know and so I just always I like to read. I loved when I read that verse because it reminded me, it's you love people. Obviously, it's the first reason that you actually do you're good to people and you love people. But then you must also act accordingly because you fear God. And that's important. That is important in our walk because it's our correcting stick. It's what shows us that, hey, we gotta walk along the straight line because we don't want to end up in damnation one day. But anyway, everyone, not to talk too long, but thank you again for the opportunity to speak this morning. I love each and every one of you. Thank you again, Indira and Jelly, for keeping the room open. Demi, Faye, and Jai, Chidi. Thank you again for just listening to me this morning. I'm Kerry, and I relinquish my mic.